Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of all of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we talk about everyday issues and we try to find logical solutions. Um, but not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called uncommon sense. I want to let everybody know that we're currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And as always, I just like to give a huge shout out to all those who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much for your support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who watch me on a regular basis and also watch me on the playback. So I'm going to ask everybody, if you have not done so, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do prepare content, you will have the opportunity to either catch it live or catch it on the playback. Now, as you can see on the thumbnail, um, tonight we're going to have what's called open discussion, meaning we're going to talk about um, a little bit everything. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to drop the link so that anyone who wishes to join the panel can do so. As always, um, you can also enter a comment as well in the chat. The thing I'm going to ask for is please be respectable. And what I mean by that, no hate speech, no hate speech towards any group, whether they be ethnic, gender-wise, or any of that sort of thing. Um, now, now, let me just put on the link. Just give me a moment. Okay. So, as I indicated, we're gonna have open discussion. Okay. And I see perhaps most of the people will catch this on the playback. Okay. Which is perfectly fine with me. All opinions are welcome. Just let's keep it respectful, please. So there's a few things that I want to talk about, and then after I do, if you have anything else that you want me to talk about, please put it in the chat. Just keep it respectful. Now, the first thing I'm going to be discussing, why I don't allow certain individuals to join my platform. I'm going to give you the explanation. These are individuals that have repeatedly tried to overtalk people on the panel or overtalk me, or they have been disrespectful towards me or anyone on the panel, or in the case of one person, made false accusation that I was racist. Okay. For all those of you who held that belief, all I'm going to say is the following: produce the receipts or recant the statement. Okay. There was one individual who made accusations that was racist, but yet when called upon to produce the proof or recant, this person chose not to. So for that reason, that person was banned. Okay. And until that situation exists, that person would not be allowed. So I'm just going to let everybody who's been banned, you know who we are. Don't even think about approaching this platform to join the panel or enter your comments. Because I'm not going to let anyone disrupt the stream. Now, another thing that I'm going to be just discussing is why I've been using the subscriber mode. Okay. The reason why I've been doing that is the following. It is an attempt to try to limit the exposure of the trolls. And I say limit because trolls will find many ways to get on the platform. They'll create fake accounts. They'll use another person's alias to get on the platform. And if you're going to try to make a comment when I'm using the subscriber note, you're gonna have to subscribe. It is that simple. Which brings me to my next point, addressing the trolls. I have to admit, some of them are funny, and I see here we have the presence of Puerto Rican. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate the fact that you entered a comment, join the chat. I know that you're not able to join the panel for the reasons that you explained. Hopefully, at some point, this situation would change. But until then, I welcome your comments in the chat, and I just want to say thank you very much, and hope you're planning a great Labor Day weekend, you and your husband and all your family and loved ones. Okay. Now, as far as the trolls is concerned, some of them, I have to admit, some of them are funny, very funny. If you're going to be trolls and humorous, that's perfectly fine. If you're going to be trolls and you're going to cause a riot or you're going to be saying offensive things, you're going to be blocked. It is that simple. Now I'm going to bring up the next thing. Okay, and I think, okay, we have another comment, which is, I think most of these trolls are subscribed, which how they're getting past that because they're subscribing before comment, and thank you for that. No problem. Look, the fact of the matter is we have to be mindful that due to the nature of some employers, they do not allow their employees to be active in social media. So that's something that I choose to bear in mind and I'm respectful for. Okay. When it comes to my employer, which is the city of New York, there are limitations on what I can say or not say. For that reason, I will say that I'm a municipal employee, but I will not name the name of the agency itself, nor describe any of the duties that I perform. Because it's been my philosophy, the less that you speak about your employer, the better you are. Okay. Now, as far as my viewers and subscribers, I really appreciate it, all of you very much. Okay. And the reason why I choose to take some time to thank all of you, because the fact you could have chosen to go to other platforms, and there are literally millions of platforms out there. Platforms depending on what is your hobby, what is your interest, and things of that nature. And the fact of the matter is that you've chosen to give up something, which is your time, to watch me and to receive my content. It means a great deal to me, more than you can ever imagine. And with that, of course, I always got to show my appreciation from you. I wish, if I can, each every one of you a hug. That's how much I appreciate all of you. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about streams in Spanish. Now, the fact of the matter is, I do have an audience. May not be big. I have people who follow me who do not speak English, but speak Spanish. So, what I try to do is every once in a while, I produce content. Um, so my Spanish speaking audience can get some information and hopefully they will enjoy it. Just this week, I did a two-part series in regarding the Latino community, of which the first part was what the Latinos that were born outside the United States and came to the US to live can share with us as far as their experiences. That was the first part. The second part was us Latinos who were born in the mainland about what are the experiences that we can share with them. And again, the whole point of this is to try to increase understanding regarding both sections of our community. And I think we accomplished that to a small degree. Is it enough? No. I think, but it is a start. And any journey, you start with the first step. Okay. So let me just say a few words in Spanish. El motivo que hago proclamación en español es por el motivo que hay miembros de la audiencia que habla solamente español. Entonces, que yo hago es que cuando tengo la oportunidad, tengo programaciones completamente en español para ustedes que puedan disfrutar. So that is the reason why I will do Spanish streams every so often. I will probably do it on a monthly basis. As always, you will be notified usually about a week or two ahead of time, just to give you a heads up and just be mindful. Even though I do streams in Spanish, everyone is welcome to enter a comment, whether it be in English or Spanish. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is participation on other platforms. Now, I happen to be actively subscribed to, I would say, maybe 15 to 20 different subscribers. I do try to make an effort to support all of them. Sometimes it is a challenge, particularly when you have 2 or 3 individuals who have streams at the same time. Plus, I have a full-time job. Plus, I have other responsibilities. But what I do try to do is I try to catch that content, even on the playback. And whenever I do have the opportunity, I will join the platforms and hopefully I'll be allowed to express my point of view. However, there'll be times where I will not join the panel. I will just simply watch on the background. And the reason are the following. There'll be times where they're going to be talking about a topic which truly I don't know a great deal about. So since I do not know a great deal about it, I believe it's wise that instead of making a comment regarding items which I really don't have any knowledge about, but just to stay in the background, listen to what the host and the panelists say in regards to the topic in hand. And then what I may do is I might enter a comment or a question Thus, for clarification. Now, the other time where I will not join the stream, if it gets too rowdy, if people start to yell and scream excessively, if people start swearing at each other left and right, like um, like children would do, um, if I see that going on the panel, most likely I'm not going to join. And if I see that happening when I am on the panel, I'm going to make my departure and go. It's nothing personal regarding the host. It's nothing personal regarding the other YouTube creators. Because when everything is said and done, each YouTube creator has the right to run their platforms as they see fit. It's just that in my case, I prefer not to participate in the tomfoolery and people saying you F and F and you F at this and you F that and you F this and you F that and your mother's a so and so and your father's a so and so and on and on and on and on and on. And there's also a couple of reasons behind that. For one thing, when it comes to my platform, my name is attached to it. Okay, it is not a YouTube. It is not a YouTube created name. It is my given name, Jose Negron. So I also try to keep in mind of my image. So there'll be certain activities which I will not join. There'll be times that I will not join a platform if it gets too rowdy or if it's regarding a subject which I absolutely don't know anything about. Okay. Which brings me to the next topic. There's going to be topics which I will not discuss. What are those things? Anything that I deem to be controversial, anything where people are not able to have a serious discussion and where people are not able to disagree and be agreeable. Now, I've been blessed for the most part. The people who appeared on my panel and the people who appear on the chat have been mature, responsible adults. There have been times where we have all disagreed. Okay, that's perfectly fine. And the reason I say I'm perfectly fine because I may have some truth, you may have some truth, and if we bring our troops together, we will find the actual truth. And plus, it's my belief that we can learn through disagreements. That's been my experience as a YouTube creator, a serious YouTube creator for a year. Which leads me to self-reflection. I have completed 1 year as a YouTube creator. And I will say this much. For 99.9% of the time, I had a blast. I have had the opportunity to interact with all of you in the chat. I had the opportunity to interact with some great people on the platform. People like the Intro Boricua, the 18th Letter, MK, Radical Latino, Brotet, Truth Teacher, Marcel, Morena, let's see, El Quisador. Okay. These are some great people where I actually have an opportunity to interact with. Okay. And I have learned a great deal from all of them. And of course, there have been people which never appear on my panel, but have appeared in the chat. People like Fulana la Cubana, Danny, Black Moon, Christina, Art, um, also Blazing King, also Angry Biracial, Magic Molana, who actually she did appear on my platform once. Okay. Of course, also other people that have the opportunity to interact with as well, referring to Golden Goddess and Multiracial Movement. These are fine ladies who have very dynamic channels as well. And I have been blessed with the presence of all these great people. And thanks to these people, I truly believe that I've become a better person through their interaction. Of course, I have made mistakes along the way. There have been topics which I've discussed where perhaps it would have been better, I would have been better off not discussing them or wait another time. Um, and perhaps there may have been topics which I should have discussed, but chose not to for various reasons. And of course, unfortunately, I have said some unfortunate remarks, which brings me to my next point. Okay. I've tried very hard to create a platform where all views are respected, all knowledge is to be taken seriously, and we need to respect the interaction of others. And I've tried very hard to be fair. I've tried very hard to be a good host. And I also try very hard to make everyone feel home. And I just want to say that if anyone, for any reason, feel that I have not met reasonable expectations as a host, I apologize. Because one of the things I do believe in, when you mess up, fess up, and just learn from it. Um, what I've tried to do with my failures is to learn from them, so I become a better person and a better host. Okay. Now, as far as my future goals with the channel, um, I'm going to stick with the format for the most part, which is to do 3 streams per week. There may be times when I may not be able to do 3. There'll be times I might have to do 2 or 1. But in those situations, I will let everybody know ahead of time, because I do try to keep some sort of a schedule, of a routine, because I truly believe that you, my audience, deserve that. And if there's any changes in my schedule, you will be notified. Okay. I will continue to try to bring up topics where it will address the concerns that ladies have. However, I'm going to start addressing more male concerns because there are not too many platforms out there in the YouTube streets that does address male issues, and we have many issues to discuss. So I'm going to be discussing them uh, throughout the month of September and perhaps October, because at times men can feel frustrated. I mean, it's hard enough when you have to get up every morning, go to work, and deal with the craziness of the commute, and they deal with the craziness, of the work home, and then you come home expecting to find your home to be a place of peace, and at times it's anything but that. And I see here we have the 18th letter. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I just want to let everybody know that the 18th letter also has a YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that if you have not done so, please subscribe and check out his channel. I don't know when he's going to air any new content because I know he's been very busy at times. But I will suggest that when you subscribe, you hit the bell notifications to all. So therefore, whenever the 18th letter does create content, you will be notified. And usually the notification goes out, unless I am mistaken, 30 minutes before the actual program. And I see here we have a comment from the unknown. He says, "You are a good hostess. Stay out of that drama." And then he says, who spear? Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you very much, the unknown, for your concern. And I thank you very much for um, your, 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 your words of counsel. Um, what I'm gonna do is try to stay out of the craziness in general, um, because the fact of the matter is this: people will handle their platforms whatever matter they see fit. Here, here on Uncommon Sense, this is a safe zone for everyone to come in and express your point of view. Now, the link is in the chat. If you wish to join the panel, by all means, you can do so. Also, if there's any topic that you want me to talk about, I can do so. The only thing I ask is keep it respectable and be something that we can give and take. Okay, thank you very much. But when I started doing these streams where it's all open discussion, I'm gonna admit I was a little concerned about that because that's, for me, that was going a little bit out of my comfort zone. But one thing I've learned, that with everything else, if you're prepared, let me just see if I can drop the link again. Just give me a moment. As long as you are prepared, you're good. Okay. Let me just put on the link. Okay. And I see I forgot to put in the subscriber mode tonight. But going forward, that's going to be under restraint. And there was a lot of things that I had to um, be kept up to speed with. One of them had to do is how to deal with certain individuals who try to disrupt the stream. So it's been a learning experience. And one thing about me, at my stage of life, I can use drama as much as I can use a root canal without Novocaine. Okay. I know there are people that just absolutely thrive on it. I got news for you. I'm not one of those people. Okay. And when you think about, excuse me, when you think about all the stuff that we have endured since 2020, first with the COVID-19 pandemic, then you have all these different versions of the disease. You have all these different variants, and then we get hit with monkeypox. And the fact of the matter is, you get that through close personal content. Okay? So that could be anything like engaging in sexual activity, it could be hugging, it could be dancing close. So, and here in New York, we have to deal with a lot of crime. Okay? And part of the problem is that our court system has been, how could I say this, in limbo. So people were not being prosecuted for their criminal acts. And then we're living in a state where it has the strictest gun control laws, and with all that, people are still getting killed. And then you have to deal with the fact that people are getting sick and tired of wearing these masks, because we've been wearing these masks for 2.5 years, and people are fed up with it. And to be perfectly honest, I don't blame them. Okay? And the truth be told, we're all longing for a day that we can put away the masks and we can just conduct ourselves prior to the situation with C-19. Well, I will say this much. Thanks to my involvement with social media, I have met a lot of great people. And I have been blessed to have an audience like all of you. I truly do. In fact, there are days when all of you, literally make my day. Because it's like having a chat with people in the middle of a Zoom call. Okay? And I really do appreciate this very much. I do see that there's currently 3 people watching the panel. And I see here we also have the presence of Reese from Philly. Good evening, sir. How are you doing tonight? I hope that you're doing well. I imagine you have some plans for the weekend, which is which is considered the unofficial end of summer. Okay. And I'm sure many people will be doing many things. Some will have barbecues, some will go to the beach, some will travel, some will go to the park, others might go visit relatives. In fact, I'm planning to visit family this Sunday. So it's great because I have not had much of an opportunity to meet up with my extended family. So it's a good thing. And it's a good thing that this health crisis has eased up. A lot of the restrictions have eased up. But it does not mean that you're going to be careless. Okay? You do have to be mindful. And please, people, please, if you're not feeling well, don't go to work. I mean, I don't mean to sound credible, but some of it is really common sense. Like, for example, this whole thing of the washing your hands for 20 seconds. We should have been doing that for years. In fact, I remember as a child, we were taught to wash our hands thoroughly. We was taught to brush our teeth thoroughly. We was taught to put away our clothes and whatnot. Okay, we were taught that if you were sick, you stay home. You do not go to work. You don't try to go to work and make yourself sicker and then make your co-workers even just as sick as they are. Because to be truthfully honest, you're not doing anybody a favor going to work sick. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this stream going for a few minutes. If no one joins the panel, I will begin to wrap it up. Okay. Thank you very much. And I hope you, Mr. Unknown, have some plans as well. I can imagine you have some plans. Maybe you will go to the beach, or maybe you'll go to the park, or maybe you'll spend some time with some friends. Okay. Let me just see here. Okay. Yes, I agree. I agree. And one thing I've seen this year, other great people that I had the pleasure to meet and know have created their own YouTube channels. People like the Intruder Boricua, who have produced content in the area of self-defense and self-protection. Also, the 18th letter, after many years of, well, many months of waiting, he finally created his own channel and he produced some interesting content. And of course, we also have Morena Reyes, who also produced her channel. And as they say, she's doing very well with her channel. She's gotten a lot of people subscribed to her channel. And I just want to say a huge shout out to her, because she does discuss many things. Some of them are somewhat on the spicy side, but they are entertaining. But there's certain YouTube creators that we have not seen in a long time. I do miss them, but they have other things to do. Okay, people like True Teacher. I have not seen too much of his content, but I imagine he's been very busy. Also, Brotep, we have not seen much of him. I hope that he's doing well. I imagine he's been very busy. And of course, we haven't seen too much of Christina. I mean, we have seen a couple of blogs here and there. Um, and she always creates interesting content as well. And let's see. And I see here there's a need to be less, no more. Especially if we're not talking about anything really, really anything. Panel charmer channels. Okay, I get your point. You know, when I was developing the concept for my channel, this I had to think about what direction I wanted to go. So I decided, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to encourage everyone to respectfully share their point of view. And if we disagree, let's discuss them and let's see if we can come up with some sort of understanding, or at least we can learn to be agreeable when we disagree. I also decided there's going to be no drama on my channel. Okay? If people want drama, there's like literally hundreds of thousands of channels that produce nothing but but drama. And of course, they always seem to get more views. Unfortunately, there's some people who need to get their fix and drama, and they treat drama as a drug. So here on this platform, there will be no drama. There will be no yelling. There will be no people cursing. Now I don't mind people swearing now and then, because look, I would one thing I want to make perfectly clear is that I don't censor people here unless they become disrespectful. Okay? And why is that? I'm going to tell you why. I want people to hear and respect what I'm going to say. So therefore, I'm going to grant them the same courtesy that I want given to me. And to be perfectly honest, half the time people censor themselves. And I think part of it has to do with the fact of the type of persona I have. And I just want to say that right now there are 6 people watching this platform. And I want to say thank you very much. Let's see if we can get 6 likes, please. We have 4 so far. And I just want to let people know that it doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button. And it does help with the algorithm. Okay. So excuse me. It's just that every now and then I have to drink sip a little bit of a beverage. And just for your information, I'm drinking iced tea. Okay. No hot liquor. And it's not meant to be a put down if you consume hot liquor. It's up to you. So again, the link is there. Should anyone want excuse me. Should anyone excuse me. Should anyone want to join the panel? They may do so. Excuse me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be discussing what's going to be my topics for next week. And just to let everybody know that, excuse me, that next week I'm going to be talking about issues pertaining to us men. Why am I doing this? Okay. Hello, me around the world. I don't know if this is the real Miranda world or this is someone pretending to be her. I don't know. Okay. If it is, good evening. If it's the real you. Okay. Now, what I'm going to be discussing on Tuesday's stream will be that society places unrealistic expectations towards men. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. Okay. My understanding that Miranda speaks with a British accent, so I really don't know. Okay. So Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about the society places unreasonable expectations towards men. Um, and the reason why I'm going to get into that topic, because many of us men feel that we have these crazy expectations um, to uphold. And then you have certain women that places additional unreasonable expectations as well. Okay. Okay, no problem. It's just I want to make sure that you're the real Milan and not a troll. No offense taken, I hope. So that's the reason why we're going to be discussing it and what we can do to deal uh, regarding those unrealistic expectations that society places on us. And then on Thursday, we're going to be discussing how to describe a productive male. So we're going to be discussing those things that make a male to be productive and positive. So we're going to be talking about men who are responsible. We're going to be talking about men who deal with their obligations, whether it be with themselves, whether it be with their wives, their girlfriends, and their children, and to society as a whole. Okay? So in this case, thank you very much. We're not going to be talking about the Pookies and the Ray Rays. We're not going to be talking about irresponsible people. We're gonna be talking about men that day in and day out fulfill their responsibilities as productive men. And yes, there are productive men out there in the world. There are men that are responsible, they are faithful, and they're upright. Okay. Now sometimes it could seem like that, when if you listen to social media, it could seem like there's no productive men, but there is. So what we're going to do is we're going to be having the discussion. And of course, ladies, if you wish to join the panel, you can do so. Uh, if you wish to give a rebuttal next week, you will be given an opportunity to do so. And if you wish to disagree with what's being said, that's perfectly fine. All I ask is, people, is to be responsible. And of course, Friday, we're going to have another episode of open discussion. I might. Okay, let me just see. I think finally we can say something. Don't know. I don't think all the panels are bad, but I do think they're overused and lazy a lot of the time because people don't want to take the time to for actual content. Yep, I have to agree. I mean, I happen to know at least one person. His content, for the most part, is nothing more than reaction videos. And you know what? If that's all he wants to do, that's perfectly fine with me. And I see here we have another comment, which is, well, I'm not really part of the Golden Spirit because I think it's kind of a little drama in there recently, but I'm here for my people, and I consider myself a light skin. That's perfectly fine. And now we have the presence. I'm just gonna call you Keisha because, to be perfectly honest, to be calling you before Keisha existed, um, no offense. It's just that that's a bit much, and basically I'm at that age where it's kind of hard to remember all that. So I knew you when you were just Keisha. So if you don't mind, I will just refer to you as that. Now, the link is there, okay? If anyone wants to join the panel, by all means, they can do so. If no one wants to join the panel, then I will begin to wrap it up. Because in all perfectly honest, I've been talking for about 55 minutes. And all I got to say, it's a good thing I prepare notes. Okay? And it's the one thing I had to learn is how to keep up a conversation for an extended period of time. Okay? And I just want to say to all those who are currently watching this stream live, I want to say thank you very much for all your love. I want to thank you very much because you have invested your time with me. And we have another comment. I might join them back. Little good hyper picker really made a new group were called well, not really a new group, but we're trying to call the mulattoes, and I'm part of it. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, and one thing I do agree with: everyone should be able to identify with oneself as they see fit. And I see here we have another comment on the unknown. Okay, the problem is people call it content when they're really messing around. You need a topic and be able to build around your content as well while you're doing the stream. Okay. 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 That's the reason why um all my I would say 99% of my content is based on pure um, uh, um, topics. I have done only 2 reaction videos, okay, and one of them had to do with my reaction to part 1 of Open Wounds by the Radical Latino. And the reason behind that is that I wanted to use my platform to help create as much of an audience for it as well. And I see here we have another comment. Brad and Denise do that very well. There are others, but very few and far between. And then Milanda will say, I mean, hurting us mixed race folks. Okay, and to be perfectly fair, they do create excellent content. They do, and it if you are mature enough, you should be able to analyze what they say and think of it in this term. Okay, I may not agree with everything that they say, but you know what? I'm going to do my due research and I'm going to consider it. And then maybe later on, it might be, what they say may actually make sense. And I just want to let everybody know that right now there's currently 9 people watching the stream. And I really do appreciate it very much. I would appreciate it if we can increase the likes a little bit more. Okay? I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to like. Okay? And again, it does help with my algorithm. So I'm just going to put down the stream again. And again, if no one wishes to join the panel, I'll start to wrap it up. And I see here we have James Maps. Good evening, sir. And he said, stop pretending to be Miranda. That's not Miranda Jose. That's a troll. The woman told me that I meant to tell you that. They said, can you please? Okay. Yeah. I will. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know. That's the reason why I was asking if this was the rumor. You know what, James? I think I'm gonna make you a moderator. A moderator of my channel. Just give me a moment. Let's see if I can. Okay. Okay. James, I just made you a moderator of my channel. So okay, I see what you mean. Okay. Okay, I see. Yes, room doesn't really come up on chats like that. But in any case, James, you are now the newest moderator of my channel. So therefore, if you see anyone acting inappropriate, you have my permission. Okay, you know what? Let's keep it respectful, people. Okay? Okay, you know what? We gotta hide this guy. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Now, I'm gonna say it again. If anyone wishes to join the panel, by all means do so. If not, I'm gonna wrap this up. But I will say this much. I do appreciate all the interaction of all the people in the chat. Okay? I am not going to stop naming names because I don't want to forget someone and then someone being overlooked. Okay? But I do appreciate all of you who have decided to allow me into your devices. So, with that being said, I just want to say, does anybody have any other topic they wish me to discuss? Because if not, I will wrap it up. Okay. One thing I may have to think about doing is I may have to think about doing a stream on Saturday, maybe around 6 o'clock. One thing I have to bear in mind that on Fridays, at times, um, people can go out, and also I got one thing I have to bear in mind that this is the Labor Day weekend, so people might be traveling. Yep. Yeah, I see it. Okay, you know what? That's why. Okay, that's why moderators are very important. I mean, at times I usually. Okay, I see. Oh, you're going to be doing your own stream. Okay. Uh, James, can you tell? Okay, can you tell me when you're going to be doing the stream, so therefore I can let my audience know. Maybe my audience would like to see your stream. Okay. Would you be so kind to indicate the time that you're going to go live so I can share with my audience? Because I just want to make sure that you get as much support. Okay. Yes, I just want to. Okay. Okay. No, I just wanted to know if you're going on tonight, what time, please? I think also Matcha Guanalata has a stream going on, but it's gonna. If unless I'm mistaken, I think it's 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, because I think she's in the West Coast. Okay. But I do appreciate the fact that there's still 8 people um, watching this stream. Okay. And I do appreciate all of you very much. And I see here we have someone here. So I'm just going to share the disclaimer. The views of those who appear on the channel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the permission of the host of the channel is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to the image. Some of the views that people may hold may be considered offensive to others. And if you don't like the channel, content, you can block the channel. Now I'm going to bring in my guests. Okay. Good
Hello.
evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. My YouTube dad, Jose Negron. How you doing today?
Okay, fine, thank you. Basically tonight it's open discussion. So basically anything that's on your mind, you're more than free to discuss it.
Yeah, that person who been trolling Miranda, you need to stop coming on people's screens and misinformation that person information. But Miranda is getting tired of it. She said she's gonna make some videos.
Yeah. Okay.
But
James,
anyway,
you said, yeah,
what you gonna say?
yeah. You mentioned that you was going to do a stream tonight. Do you know what time?
Not tonight.
Oh, okay. Do
I'm
you know
planning it.
when?
Yes, we're gonna make a video called "The Father of Colorism." Well, not
Okay,
a
no,
video, but live stream.
okay. No,
We'll
the
be
reason why.
talking about
Okay.
who is the
Um.
father of colorism and all that good stuff.
Okay. Okay, I just want to let all of my audience know, if you have not done so, please subscribe to James Matt's channel and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever he does prepare content, you will be notified and then you will have the opportunity to catch it live. And I'm going to ask you that you do the same thing and show the same amount of love for the 18th letter, because he also has a YouTube channel, hopefully soon, whenever he's available. he will produce content and we'll have an opportunity to catch it live.
Yes, and subscribe to Jose Negron, Uncommon Senses with Jose Negron.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for the new subscribers as well. Appreciate it.
You're quite
Actually,
welcome.
my video reached 400 viewers, so that's a lot.
That's great.
Hmm.
Okay.
And help Jose out, guys. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And when I get to
Rakeem.
400 subscribers, I will reveal my face. So,
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
yes,
So,
I am
Rakeem, what's
here.
on your mind?
Oh, well, the only thing I got to really say that's on my mind is the YouTube algorithm, how the YouTube algorithm can affect people's mindset by the type of videos that they view. Once you have, viewed a particular subject, such as anything that has to do with, uh, anything that's negative, then it can easily affect your mindset and your way, process of thinking, where it can encourage you to pretty much, have a set mindset on things that may not necessarily, be going on in the real world, or it can affect you in a personal way that can kind of hinder you in the real world as far as your everyday activities and various things of that nature.
Hmm. Yeah. See, that's the reason why on my platform, I try to keep it positive. Um, at times we can chop it up and we can have a good time, but not at anyone's expense. And one thing that I avoid is drama and wretchedness.
me too. Well, I
Yeah.
talk about open conversations from a male perspective. Well,
Okay.
being a
Okay.
biracial mixed race man,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Puerto Rican. The person that's okay. The gentleman that's speaking. His name is James Maps. He is a member of the. Okay. Well, he has his own YouTube channel. When he talks about issues that's pertaining to biracial and multiracial people. James, you want to talk a little bit about your channel?
you explained it best.
Okay,
Go
no,
ahead.
I just want to make sure that I
Yeah,
speak about it properly. I don't want to like make any
well, I go
in
into deep details. Um, yeah, biracial mixed race man. We talk about issues concerning the mixed race and trying to help out, us in our own country and all that good stuff. So please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Jose Negron, and
In
subscribe
your own
to
country,
yeah. But I gotta get the amount of views.
okay. And there's a comment says from the Golden Spear. Okay, you know what? I know a lot of people have a lot of views about the Golden Spirit. Okay, but okay, in every group there is drama. Okay, so let's keep it real, and usually the ones that create all the drama are usually like a small group that cause a lot of problems. Would you agree, James?
Absolutely, I respect everybody's views.
Yeah,
So if you want to come up to my channel when I go live, you can. You can share your opinion. Just be respectful as well.
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
disrespect. Well,
Okay. And I see Keisho says, I love golden period. What happened? I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I don't know what's okay. 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 In every group, and I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to get into the politics, but in every group is usually okay. And I see here we have a okay. Okay, and no, Jose, you're trying to defend a space that doesn't represent you. That's why you're getting trolls. Uh, okay. You know what? You know what? Let's just change the subject. Okay, let's just change the subject. Rakeem, do you
Mhm.
have any idea when you're going to be producing any more content? Okay, Rakeem.
Sorry, guys. I'm picking up some food. Got to get ready to hit the road in a little bit. I'll
Okay,
be probably making some content within. It may be later on tomorrow, and I've been very inconsistent with my channel because I work a lot, unfortunately. But I'm gonna start trying to figure out a way that I can, pretty much have my live stream while I'm out during, my course of free time when I'm not actually working. And it's pretty much my channel is pretty much is gonna we're gonna touch on like a range of different topics, and everyone is allowed on my channel, but my channel is mostly about of course, um, just experiences as a black man living in America, my experiences growing up, and touching, pretty much diving into intricate detail on Black American culture and touching a little bit on race and everything, but in a respectful manner. It's not about mudslinging. It's not about because you got something going on in your personal life, you get on here and spew venom. It's not none of
Mhm.
that. It's mostly, and we're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke. There's gonna be a little bit of ratchetness because that's what a lot of people. It's gonna be some entertainment. It's gonna be an entertainment factor behind that as well. So that's pretty much what it is.
Right. Mine,
okay,
well, mine's similar, but I try to make it like educational purpose also, but also the entertainment also. Make that video a little more fun. And I'm doing it as a male perspective actually, but I still will talk about female issues and stuff like that. But what my wife is doing, I'm not gonna put my all my personal. I think I already did that. I ain't gonna put it in the videos if it doesn't relate to the topic. So yeah. And my video is not just for the Golden Spear, it's for people who respect mixed race people, whether you in the Golden Spear or not. So I respect you all
okay,
and support mixed
uh,
race people.
okay. The reason why I changed the subject is just that I understand that people have all sorts of views regarding different groups. So I just wanted to keep the make sure that it's more of how could I put it? A calm interchange of ideas. That's all it is. Okay, and we can agree to disagree. Okay, so. Rakeem, do you have any idea when tomorrow you're going to be doing your stream?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna, touch a little bit on the algorithm, touch a little bit. Thank you very much. It's gonna touch. Okay, all right, thank you. I was just gonna touch a little bit on the YouTube algorithm. I wanted to touch on things that, I wanted to do a stream on character development, where things that might have happened in the past or things that might have traumatized the person to turn them into who they are for the better or for the worse. Various streams like that. Of course, entertainment streams. We'll talk about what's going on with different celebrities and different things like that. So,
Okay, now I see the unknown had a question. directly towards the Puerto Rican. If you don't mind me asking, why did that upset you? That's a question that only that she can answer. Okay. Um, Again, everyone has a right to their own opinion. Everyone has a right to their own set of views, and I know that going forward, in my case, I need to be a little bit more um, tolerant, and there'll be times I'm going to hear views where I'm going to disagree. Okay, which is not a problem. I think everyone should be able to express themselves as they see fit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Listen, YouTube is the gauntlet. YouTube is the Thunderdome and Mad Max.
Right,
All of the people.
my YouTube videos are growing as I speak, and I want to support everybody, who come on my channel. So if
Yeah,
Mhm.
you like to talk
YouTube
about
is.
race
Hey,
issues,
excuse me,
all my
hey, bro. Um, but I was just gonna say, YouTube is the gauntlet. YouTube is pretty much the Thunderdome and Mad Max. It's pretty much like all of the people that you avoid in your personal life that you don't see, that you try to make sure that you don't see. They're all on YouTube. So you got to have thick skin if you're gonna be on here making videos. You will get critique. You will you can get critique just for being nice. You can get critique for not picking a side. You can get critique for just wishing positivity on people. You have a lot of negative people on here, so you got to have thick skin. You got to know when to fight back. If it's something that you disagree with, you got to speak people's language. So if somebody hits you, you got to know how to hit them harder. That's in my personal opinion. That's not for everybody, but that's how my mindset works.
Well, actually, last night on my stream, someone got a little bit ticked off because we were speaking Spanish regarding our culture and our community. And okay, now let me just read what Puerto Rican said. Diana, this because I heard these people in that space, and it's not for mature people. As a biracial, bi-ethnic, according to them, I don't agree with their rhetoric, and it's extremely messy. Okay, again, everyone's entitled to their point of view, and we need to respect
yes,
everyone's
but
point of view.
yes, please respect us. I mean, um, I'm not trying to get in drama or anything, but if you come from my people, I will come back for you.
Okay, let's
I'm not.
okay.
No,
Let's
I'm not.
try to.
I'm not. I'm not. No, no. I'm just saying, not to break this woman up, but Fran and she, all those people. It was a reason why you came after them because they came after us first. Not to bring that up, and I respect your opinion, but just please be respectful.
Okay. Now, as I can just remember what I was saying, um, you know, 2 weeks beforehand, I was telling everybody that listened to my streams that I was going to be spending a considerable amount of time talking about culture, and it was going to be done in Spanish. Because the fact of the matter is, I do have an audience that does not speak English. Okay, I have a small, but I have a Spanish speaking audience, and it's only appropriate that at times I do have content in a language that they understood. Unfortunately, one person got a little bit bothered with it. Okay, okay, and I see here's another comment. You're too PC, Jose. Yeah, people tell you why you should leave that space alone, but you can't talk about the trolls when you're inviting them in. Okay.
Really.
I got something I want to say about that. I do
Yes.
understand what Puerto Rican is saying, Jose. You got to be willing to go at people the same way that they go at you. It's
Okay.
like, because we're on YouTube and people are not nice. In fact, it's a possibility that you can call into people's shows trying to be nice and trying to be respectful, and they find their ways to be disrespectful to you just so you can blow up, so it can create a narrative on their channel that they're trying to make. So stuff like that happens. That's the type of people that we're dealing with. And some of these people, believe it or not, on YouTube, this is actually how they make their living. So you have people out here that don't have much going on, but they get up in the morning, don't brush their teeth, don't take a shower, but hop straight up on the live stream and get it started to be able to get super chats. And to get super chats, you got to make sure that it's the most entertaining show as possible, because a lot of people are surface level thinkers, and they just can't think themselves out of a wet brown paper bag, but they like to be entertained. So you have people that do that, and they have a narrative that they have to create in order to get them super chats, and that's how they make their money to, you know, go get, their little $5 meal from whatever cheap restaurant that they go to, just keep things going so they don't have to think about the misery of their lives.
Okay. Point well taken, Puerto Rican and Joaquin. But one thing I said earlier in the stream, that there's gonna be certain times when I'm not gonna join a panel. Okay. If I see if it's going, if I see if it's gone wretched, I'm not gonna join, and I might not even, and I'm not, and I might not even watch the stream if it seems like it's going too far to the left.
Not
And
even, but that's
yeah.
not even when Caesar Cannon made this for. He made this for a space for mixed race people.
Hmm.
He didn't make it like.
Okay. Now I see here the unknown also put down a comment. Puerto Rican, I didn't know it was like that, but hearing you, I'm going to take your word. Okay. Again, there's going to be times where there's going to be certain platforms, okay, where I'm not going to join because because they're talking about a topic which I don't know anything about, so therefore I have nothing constructed to share. Also, if I see that it is getting to be too wretched, I am not going to join. And what I will do is, rest assured, I will watch something else. Or what I will do is, I'll go outside and I'll take a walk and I'll enjoy nature. Okay? So, believe me, and that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Rakim, any thoughts?
Yeah, I got a thought.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Look, yeah, I agree, Jose. It's certain personalities that's not built for negativity, and I would say avoid it as much as possible if you know it's not in your to actually participate in that type of stream or participate in the foolishness, because it can take a toll dealing with negativity on here, because people are very cruel and mean, and like I said, they have certain agendas that they're trying to meet. So I would say avoid those type of spaces altogether. Me personally, I'm not looking for no issues, anything like that. I just come on, different panels. I speak my piece regarding the subject, and I leave it at that. Now, I can bring smoke. If somebody brings smoke towards my way, I definitely got a fire extinguisher. I can bring it, but I don't want to do that. I try to be respectful to everybody. I don't want to, uh, you know, deal with negativity, because I know sometimes that's the only language certain people understand. So I say avoid it as much as possible. There's a lot of immature people out here, man. There's a lot of people that are not that well educated. They don't read. They don't know much about nothing. But they got a microphone and they got a laptop. So and it's a lot of people that's just like them too. It's like you never seen a
Yep.
dumb person run into a dumb person in real life and say, "Hey, oh man, you know what? You stupid just like I'm stupid. We got something in common." But you will see it online. You'll see it on the internet. And you can tell by how people attach themselves to certain views that just don't make much sense. So that's just what it is, man. This is a stream for people to express themselves, no matter how vile, no matter how ignorant, no matter how stupid, no matter how every word that you can think of within the King's English, horrendous, atrocious, whatever. So this is that type of platform. So you don't want to get caught in that dark corner in the alley of certain YouTube sectors. Just like you wouldn't want to get caught in that dark corner in the alley of Brooklyn or the Bronx. It's the same thing. So
Okay. Now I see here there's how we can say a comment. I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just trying to help you out. Sorry for my aggression. No, no, no. I don't. Puerto Rican. I'm not offended by that. Okay. I'm not offended by it. And and the thing is,
Right.
people should be able to express themselves as they see fit, as long as it is constructed. And to me, you're just trying to be constructed. That's all. Okay. So I'm not offended. I'm not taking it in any way. I think what's a problem is we have certain individuals that cannot take any constructive criticism. I try to to hear any constructive criticism, and then I will act accordingly. And we have another guest.
Yo, what's going on? What's up? What's up?
Hey, Red, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm here to dismantle the lies I'm hearing.
What lies? Be specific.
Okay, you say you don't care about ratchet streams, bro. You were in my ratchet stream and you didn't leave. You stood there.
No, actually, the last one I left.
You left. When did you leave? Did you? Oh no, you did leave. No, you left. You
Yes,
left.
I did.
You're right. Yeah,
Okay, I did
you're right.
leave.
You're right. You're right.
Okay,
You're
so
right. My bad. I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
and a radical. I just want you to know, don't take it personally. It's just
Okay.
that when I saw how it was going, going down. So I figured, you know what? With all due respect, it was my time to go.
Why would I take that personally?
No, I'm just want to make sure that you don't take it personal.
But why would I?
No, just other concern. That's all.
Nah, yeah, you good, bro. Wait, let we transfer use data to share you and nah, no, don't worry about it, bro. You
yeah,
you you good. Like I'm not gonna take shit like this personally. It is what it is.
I was just telling Jose it gets wild out here in these YouTube streets.
Yeah,
It's
it's
best that
whatever.
if you
Absolutely.
that you're not ready for it, just try to avoid certain topics altogether or avoid certain sectors altogether. Just like what Panarico was
That's a
saying,
huge fact. Yeah.
because like I
Yeah.
said, just like you wouldn't walk down that deep dark alley in the Bronx, certain deep dark alleys on YouTube that can lead to areas you don't want to be in, and it can lead to, and you will find yourself being angry in your personal life over some YouTube crap, man, and you don't really want that.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, Rakim.
Well, you got angry.
In the deep dark alleys, I was molded by it. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. No, but
and then
I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're
and
saying.
then sometimes it can be miscommunication because James Maps, like he said, if somebody's talking bad about his people, he's going to respond, and you can come in and you can hear a response, but you don't hear the video of what somebody
Right. And
said negatively. You
I'm
know,
not just talking about the golden spear. I'm talking about all people. No,
Yeah.
all black
Yo, what was
people.
it? There was a. First of all, Zach is mad at me, right? Because apparently he's mad that I didn't let him into the stream or whatever the case is. And I'm like,
Okay.
why would
Oh,
I? Why would I
speaking.
let you in the stream if you're talking wild stuff about me? You know what I mean? You feel me?
Red,
What's
Red,
up?
absolutely.
What's up?
Red. Guess who? Guess who was trying to get on my stream last night?
Him?
Listen,
Yep.
listen, guys. You gotta understand. Listen, it's just like how my great Southern grandma used to say. When it comes to Zach, bless his heart. Okay, and that all my Black Americans on this panel know what that term means. I mean, all Black Americans in the chat know what this term means. Bless his heart. You know, he. This is what he got for entertainment, man. You know, that's all you can really say about that. But like Panarican was saying, which I absolutely agree with. I do agree, Panarican. I do agree. I'm not interested in hearing biracial or black people really bash each other. Me personally, I have a lot of biracial uh, cousins and different people in my family, and I've never viewed biracial as biracial. A lot of people just didn't in my family. It was always viewed as black. But some of the rhetoric I've had heard over online, especially coming from like the Level Up crew and some of these different women about divestors, I mean, about the biracial people, you know, about I can understand why they will be creating different YouTube channels, especially that Chrissy. She was one of the first that I remember hearing, you know, kind of in a condescending way, not like kind of bashing biracial people in a like in a way. But you know, as time went on, you have a lot of people that are aggressive and angry, and I can understand why people will want to get on there and start, you know, fighting back, especially if you looking at it, you saying like, "Hey, I didn't do anything to you people." I don't get mad at who hits,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
because if
Chrissy.
somebody hit harder, then you know that's what it is. I'm sorry about that, James. Go right ahead, brother.
Oh,
I
it's
ain't mean to
okay.
interrupt
Yeah, like literally, Chrissy talked about, mixed race women, and she talked about that. She talked about all this stuff that has, and I think she even, if I'm not mistaken, I think she bleached her skin. I don't know.
What?
I'm gonna have to research that.
Should be
I don't
bleaching
know.
her skin? Oh shit.
Oh, I think that's Paris Malone. I don't
Uh oh.
think.
Uh oh.
But yeah, that's the reason we come on here. Well, main reason I come on here, to talk about the issues of mixed race people because I want our voices to be heard. You
And
know,
one thing we have to understand when it comes to YouTube, you have a lot of troubled people in real life that's looking for guidance, and whatever's going on, they're not getting it in their real life. Or you have some people that just, no matter how negative they opinions are, no matter how false their opinions are, they're looking for support of that to be able to have a way to justify what they think. And we have to be able to understand that it's people on YouTube that knows this, and they know that YouTube is very lucrative. So whether they believe it or not, they're going to manipulate people to be able to support them financially, and what they call rage porn. It's a lot of rage porn on YouTube that yeah, correction, looked at as black, because you know one thing I would say as well about a lot of these spaces is that it's always like a back and forth with black people, but I just never see other people bring the
because
smoke
black people,
to the dominant.
sorry,
To, I'm sorry,
I'm
what
have
you
to
say, James?
disagree. But black people, no offense, it's some good black people out there, and yeah, I'll be making videos of them too, helping us out and stuff. But you cannot just say that we want race. That's not true.
You say what?
If we were one race,
Okay.
then we will be one, Pacific race, you know. But we're
Okay,
two races combined or more, You get what
no,
I'm saying?
that's true, but like
Yeah.
what Unknown was saying, looked at as, because it wasn't black Americans, especially, well, black people in general, that set the standard for what a biracial person is or what he's looked at as. It was the dominant society that did that, and
But
I don't
exactly,
really,
it's the community. It's,
yeah, I don't really see a lot of pushback on them in order to be able to have this identity, you know, and different things like that. It's always pushback towards the people that don't really have power, but not the people that really make the rules and the laws.
a lot of people do have power. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, not we got influence. we got influence, but when it comes to power, as far as what to make laws in this country, to be able to advertise things in a certain way, to be able to, promote somebody's media image, we don't have that. That's the dominant society. So I respect it more when it's people that's going at things evenly versus one sector, one group.
Yeah,
Mhm.
got you.
Okay. Yeah, Radical, Sakurai tried to get on my platform as well, but I did not allow him. First of all, I mean, the fact that he called me a racist and he never um, produced the
Apologize for it.
receipts or apologize or recant it. Now the thing is, and this is the crazy part. I have almost 300 videos.
Oh no, oh bro,
Okay,
he called me a racist too, all over Twitter and
okay,
everything like that. So
And
I'm
Black
like,
Skin is amazing.
I'm
You'll
like,
never
wait,
try.
yeah, that dude, he's whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you in just because you want to come. Nah, go eat a dick.
Yeah, I don't see why would somebody even want to after you say certain things, you shouldn't expect people to let you up on their platform.
Right.
Exactly. Nah, but he's somebody. He's a glutton for punishment.
Key point
That's
is their
I mean,
platform.
that's when you
So
don't have much to do, man. You ain't got like I mean, come on.
yeah,
I'm not about to sit up here and keep important is to understand that a
no,
lot of people on their own platform, you know, put out whatever message that they're gonna put out. And if it's something that you don't agree with, it is something because with a lot of smoke going on, people that don't have anything to do with certain things can get caught in the crossfire. And you don't want that. If it's certain
That's what
things
it
that you don't
is.
agree with, yes, Panda, he does talk too much. Unfortunately, Zach
yeah,
sounds like Porky the Pig when he talks, and he doesn't really get to the point. It's a whole bunch of babbling, and it's a whole bunch of trying to, oh my great
I'm,
great 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 grandfather was a
he's like
Spaniard that mixed with my great.
I'm French, Spanish, European, Floridian. I'm a model. I'm an astronaut. I'm a scientist. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And then so when we're talking about George Floyd, I remember I met George Floyd's sister when we went to the parade. Yeah, she was pretty cool. Anyways, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with you? Like, yo, get to the fucking point, bro. I don't care about all this
okay,
other bullshit.
okay, oh, okay. Okay. Let me just give you an example. We would say 1 plus 1 is 2. Certain people will say, well, here you have the summation of one, and then you have the summation of another one. And what we're going to do is we're going to ponder what would happen if we add the summation of this one to the summation of the other one and go on for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens, man. And it's like the way people think, that's the way they think. You're not gonna change their mind. It is what it is. You can debunk their talking points, you can debunk their arguments, but as far as changing it, and it's just certain people. I'm sorry, and I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. There's a lot of things that I do not know about, but it's just certain people that really don't have much to offer on a panel, especially when it's regarding serious subjects.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now, if you want to,
Like,
you
why you
know,
we
staying
call it
quiet
Black
for and all that
thing.
other stuff? Like, come on, bro.
We
Like,
call it Black thing.
if you're gonna participate, at least talk. Don't be in the panel like, um, just like getting like using up space. You feel me?
Hmm.
absolutely, man, absolutely. And it's a lot of people that don't, they just not well, man. They like I say, if you got this much hate on YouTube, something is wrong in your life. Because if you out here making money, you got bills that consumed with hatred like that. Like, yeah, whatever, get out of got free time, but it is what it is. I got to go make this pay. It's a lot on it, like that guy that was on. Can you hear his voice? He's very angry. He's very infuriated. I don't know if he was jumped. Maybe he want to get back at the dudes that jumped him when he was 14 to 15. I don't know. But he's had some negative experiences, And that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is, man. It's a lot of people on here. It's a lot of people on here like that. It's a lot of people on here that's confused and don't know they left from they right, and you know how how how
No, I
how
feel you.
how how they used to say. I remember my cousin, my older cousin. Boy, you can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. It's a lot of people like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to acknowledge that Morena is in the chat. Good evening. But you know, one thing I'm happy about is that so far this year, without going wretched or going to drama, I've gained 102 subs.
Oh shit.
And like what Rad was saying, it's gonna be a little. If you grew up in the hood, you're gonna have to be a little bit ratchet, man. You gotta speak the
Word.
language,
Yeah.
not ratchet in a negative way, but just entertainment talk, like how you be talking on the block, talking with your peers and
Yeah.
everything. Every once in a while, because people like entertainment. You got to be able to entertain people and sprinkle knowledge in there with the entertainment as well.
Yeah, I
Facts.
agree. But you know something, this has been a learning experience for me, and I know that I have a lot of I have a I need a lot of places where I need to improve on. But I appreciate the constructive criticism nevertheless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Like,
kind of
go ahead.
constructive criticism are you getting?
Okay. Just be mindful. Not to get into any streams where there's drama. Certain people to
Does it
avoid and
really
things of
matter
that nature.
though?
Okay. Um. Okay. Something. That's something I have to think. I have to think about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying. Does it really matter? Like
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
think it is that. I don't think it's that serious.
no, it's not that deep. I'll tell you something, Jose. I went to some of these divestment channels, but you know what? I knew what I was getting myself into before I hopped on a panel. I had my Timbs laced up. I had my hoodie tight because I know I was about to be doing some fighting. Okay, like I was ready for the smoke.
You going into the lines then when you go up in there.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, you got to be prepared. Like, and if anybody know, that's the worst of the worst on YouTube. Okay, ain't no half stepping. That's the worst of the worst
I
on
mean,
YouTube.
lines then as like something dangerous, not because they're black. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to make an Africa joke.
Right, you got to get
People,
conscious. I didn't even make that assumption.
Like,
man, yo,
You
people,
be
bro, people would take any little small thing and be like, yo, you know what I mean? So
you got to stop doing that. Or else you'll finish
hey,
it.
Rad,
what's
you got
up?
to stay off Twitter for a little bit, man.
Yeah, I gotta chill,
My Twitter
right?
account is called
And you
Kenny
gotta,
Bob.
and you gotta, and you gotta take it easy. I understand that you got smoke for Tariq, but don't take that out on everybody either, man.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Let
But
me just you
I
guys
just
know
find
what
it.
you too, right?
I find it interesting how Tariq, you get it. Y'all saw my thing, right? I posted on about
yes.
Tariq. Like he goes like, "Yo, hip hop was created by Cool Herc," but then flip flops and talks about how it wasn't created by Cool Herc, but it
see,
was.
and the thing, and the thing with Tariq with me, because like I said, I did not know about Tariq until I came to these spaces. I didn't follow him at all. I didn't know nothing about him. Like mostly the people that I follow when it comes to education and businesses, especially what's going on in Black American spaces, is Dr. Claude Anderson, people like Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, um, Dr. Amos Wilson, different people like that, really intelligent people. So like people that wasn't on no BS. So I didn't. Sorry about that. Excuse me. I didn't know much about Tariq, and even with some of the stuff that I've heard from the few videos that I watched, I use the phrase "chew the meat and swallow the bones." It's some
Yeah,
things he's accurate with, and it's some things he's not. It's some things that's misinformation with,
exactly.
and some people can do that. They can take half truths and they can spin them and create their own reality. If you're not smart enough to catch it, then
Yeah.
you'll be believing what's going on. I researched some of the things he said myself, and some of them turned out to be true.
Yeah.
Some of them turned out to be true. Does that mean everything he says is true? Absolutely not. But it's hard to that's, I said it was good for the goose. I don't
Goddamn, bro.
disrespect people, but I do have heard some of the most.
Yo.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, you're breaking up. You
Yeah,
were breaking up, Rakim.
Yeah, you were sounding like a robot,
Okay.
bro.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hit.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was just gonna say I don't disrespect people. I don't disrespect people's groups, but I would say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Because I've been in some of these spaces, I've heard the most negative disparaging things about black. The thing is that if somebody hits you, somebody don't get mad, knock you out. Don't get mad if you swing on somebody and you end up on your back. That's the only thing I can say, because negativity is gonna match negativity every day. And I don't agree with some of the disparaging terms, anything like that. But if you know that you've been in these spaces and you know the negative things that they've said, or it's a lot of little inside jokes when it comes to Black Americans. If Black Americans bring the smoke, and it's burning, and it's a burning building, and it's smoke for blocks and blocks and blocks, don't get mad. Just that's the only thing I can say about that. Me personally, I don't participate in that. I try to respect everybody as much as I possibly can. And if you disrespect me, then I try to keep it at an insult while I disrespect you. I don't try to bring other people's groups into that.
Yeah, that's my thing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be respectful as long as you be respectful also,
Mm-hmm.
And then if they cross the line on some racist shit, well, I'm gonna match that same energy. You feel me? I'm not gonna back down. But my main thing is that when it comes to these type of individuals, just attacking you out of nowhere because of an individual who's rewriting history makes no sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, even because I definitely agree 100%. I'm not, and that's just for people that just want to start shit just to be starting, because they ain't got nothing. That's in every group.
This dude, I think was it black skin something or whatever the case is.
Black
Bro,
skin is amazing.
Yeah. Apparently, he went out of retirement, and a tether got him out of retirement. Then I got a lot of power for being a tether. Then shit, I got a lot of power for being a tether. Then I didn't know that much power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
he made a scream about me too, I think.
Yo, he made multiple. He made multiple people, because I don't watch his stuff. People tell me about it. Yo, he made multiple videos about you. Yeah, but multiple videos about me. I'm just laughing. I'm like, really? And the only one I checked out was the one after we had that little debate, but it wasn't even the debate. It was like a screaming match. But after that, I was like, hey, yo, like, this dude is stupid, is retarded. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
All I gotta say is,
I asked him to come up on my screen.
All I gotta say is, if he is listening, I don't think he is, but if he is listening, homie, stop with the long rundown sentences on your titles, bro. The shit makes no goddamn sense, and that's the reason why you only get 16 to 20 something views. Stick to the point. My man gives a whole storyline on the fucking title video. I'm saying, like, relax.
And
Now,
I just wanted to go ahead, Jose.
Sorry.
I'll wait till you after you finish.
Okay, that's embarrassing, because even my worst streams, I will get like maybe 40 or 50 views the first night. That's embarrassing,
bro. He I think last time I checked, he had 1,000 subscribers, and only like his view count is very, very low. which is kind of
Mhm.
like, I understand 1,000 subscribers doesn't really mean anything. Is your view count. That's what really matters. To be completely honest with you, that's the your view count is what advertisers or people really are looking for. They could care less about your subscriber base. So the fact that his viewer count is dumb low, and the only time it rises up when he either talks about me or somebody else or whatever the case is, I'm like, yeah,
So,
no.
Red, are you saying that my view count is better than his?
I don't know what your view count is,
Um,
but if
Oh,
it's anything, if we're gonna be comparing it, it might be. Who knows?
hey Jose, I just wanted
mhm.
to ask. I just wanted to answer Panarica's question. Yes, Pana, you're absolutely correct. It doesn't. It definitely doesn't help. I will agree with that. But me being in these spaces for the last couple of years or so, and I'm not saying this. I got to keep it real. I just got to be honest. I will say that when it comes to Black Americans, as far as bridging the gap or speaking about unity, I can say for the most part, it's been a one-way street, and that's just from my observance. Because when it comes to like different cultures and stuff, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna just call it how I see it, and I'm not saying that we don't have anti-blackness within Black Americans, but most of the time that gets called out. That don't go ignored. We popularized the term coon. We popularized the term sellout. We popularized the term sambo. This is stuff that's been in our history for quite a long time to identify people that are white racist adjacent. So, but yeah, I think it's a lot of anti-blackness within a lot of other groups that hasn't been addressed culturally, and when there's certain people that do speak out and try to address it, then they get shamed for it, and different things like that. Most of the times, even on here, not saying that we ain't no perfect group of people by any means. We got a lot of bullshit that goes on within our community, but we call out a lot of the bullshit. We even popularize the term Pookies and Ray Rays for people that's keeping up bullshit going within the community. So
Okay. Okay. Well, speaking about that, next week, um, the topic is going to be concentrating on men's issues. So,
I also make
so
women content too.
okay. So, on Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about the society places unrealistic expectations regarding men.
yeah,
Yeah.
society been
Why I
doing
gotta
that.
pay? Why I gotta pay on the first date? Nah, fuck that. Let's go 50-50. No, let me stop. No,
Well,
but no, you're
actually,
right.
Red, it's going to be a
I
little bit
think
more
I
detailed than that.
think
What? Rakim, you went like super like RoboCop.
can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
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 man,
yeah,
my
yeah.
Yeah.
bad, man. This place don't got the best Wi-Fi. I'm sounding like Jose's Wi-Fi now. My bad,
Ah.
Jose.
You know what?
I'm just joking. It's
You
a
know what?
joke. It's a joke. Listen,
You
listen,
know
Jose.
what?
I want you to take this as getting prepared to go into the Thunderdomes on YouTube. Okay, it's just a little jab, it's
Yeah,
just a
it's a
little
joke.
sparring.
It's a
It's
joke.
just a
See,
little
now
sparring.
you got Jose all mad. Now he got to change his diaper. That's crazy.
But you know what? It's okay. It's so good. Look, let's keep it 1,000. We all know at times my Wi-Fi was horrible.
Yeah, that shit. Your Wi-Fi is just like your Spanish. That shit was fucked up and all over the place.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the one that says vamos a ir a la biblioteca.
Biblioteca, exactly. I can fuck up my Spanish. That's all good.
Right.
Your shit just comes like that. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. It's a joke. It's a joke.
You know what? You know what? It's
Jose,
okay.
you had that Jose, you had that Friday the 13th Wi-Fi, man. When it was going out, you just it's just like, man, that was like that Wi-Fi, like you being on the net, man. When that Wi-Fi go out, that's the beginning of the horror scene. That means the killer is close. He coming.
he had the beta 1 Wi-Fi, you know, when you like actually had to like plug it into the phone and all that. Mom, don't use the phone. I'm on Facebook.
Yes.
It seems like, Brad, you're getting your talking points from someone we know very well.
Who?
But it's, you
Who?
know who?
Oh, Denise? Man,
Yes.
these jokes are
No,
coming
it's
from
just
the
jokes.
dome.
It's just, and the
These
funny
jokes are
thing
coming
is,
from the dome, yo.
Jose, this is like me and Radical being in a barbershop.
Yeah,
Joking.
yeah,
This is like,
yeah.
You
this
know
is
what?
like,
Yeah.
that's,
Hey, check this out, Jose. A small thing, if I say a fucked up joke, then that's gonna just go on me then for like a whole 30 minutes. Yo, your face look like, you know, and all this other stuff. You call that a shape up, that shit look like an isosceles. You know what I mean? So trust me. Like this is it's just jokes, bro. And yo, you want to hear something? This is how people in the hood pretty much like you know
yeah,
become
this is how,
friends.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Just roasting sessions. It doesn't really
That's
mean
how,
anything.
that's how I became friends
Okay.
with one of my close
Right.
friends, man. He pointed out my mother did me dirty as a kid and sent me to school with some rugged Outbacks on. And if you all know, that was a death sentence growing up in the hood. Rugged Outbacks was the fake Payless Tims. And I had those on and I got sent to school and I tried to cover up the
Oh,
symbol.
because nobody's
And
gonna see the tree.
yeah, nobody's gonna see it. And then they was like,
Okay.
hey, and one of them was smirking. He ended up becoming my best friend later on. But we was like in the 7th grade. He was smirking, and I saw him pointing to another dude. He was like, hey, Rakim, them Tims you got on. I was like, yeah. He grabbed my pants leg and lifted up. He was like, man,
Oh.
them rugged Outbacks, them rugged. He got on the fake Payless Tims, and I got laughed at by everybody in the classroom. And I had to figure out
Uh,
ways that I can be more creative and start gunning them back.
That is
okay. Excuse me.
funny.
I
Right.
just want to acknowledge. I just want to acknowledge that MK is in the chat. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for
Yo,
stopping.
yeah. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Actually, Jose, I'm gonna call it a night. So, well,
Okay.
not call it
Thank
a
you
night,
very.
but I'll be on Golden
Okay.
God
Thank
this
you very.
time. If not,
Okay. Thank you very much for stopping by, James. Have a good night.
you're welcome. Good night. Subscribe to
Okay.
Jose in the Ground and the eighth
Thank
brother
you.
and Latino, radical Latino. Mm.
Uh-huh. You know something, Joaquin? At times, it's good to have a good sense of humor.
You got to, man. You got to. This world would be the world that we dealing with is already a troublesome place. It's already difficult. Inflation is going up. The property value of houses is going down. People are not selling. And then they're in the borderline crisis right now. People are just trying to make it the best way they know how. You gotta be able to
Yeah.
have a sense of humor. You got to be able to have a little bit of fun and be able to take a joke. I can take any jokes of people getting at me. That's how I was raised up. So
Okay.
it's just that's all it is, man. It's just I didn't learn how to get good with roasting people until I was getting joked on so much I was tired of it. I used to go to school with what I
Okay.
called
Well, yeah. Well, you're not gonna believe what happened to me uh today. Okay, now like 5 minutes before it's time for me to leave. Now, mind you, we have a 3-day weekend. So one of the union reps called me to complain about being denied the opportunity to do overtime. I literally had to say like 3 or 4 times, We will discuss this on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. Okay, what you expect me to do 5 minutes before it's time for me to clock out? And I literally had to say it like 3 times. And then she said, and I suggest, you know what? Why don't you try reaching out to some of the other delegates who are still that's still on the clock? I mean, oh boy, it's like you wait until 4:25 to complain about not being able to do overtime because of some stuff. Which I'm sorry, at 4:25, I'm too concentrated on getting making sure when 4:30 comes to walk out the door and clock out. So anything that needs to be discussed, it's going to have to be discussed the following business day because I don't function as a union rep 24/7.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's definitely understandable. You got to put your foot down when it comes to these jobs, man. Because the nice as you are, they'll be cool with the people that don't work and don't do anything. And you show that you are hard working, you're nice and try to show respect, and they'll try to manipulate you to get you do all of the work that the person that they cool with supposed to be doing. So you got to be very careful with these jobs, and you got to put your foot down, and you got to tell them, Jose, like Birdman, put some respect on my name. Spell that with a CK, not a CT. Tell
Yeah,
them put some respect on my name, and you got
I
to
mean, you
handle
know
that, man.
what? You don't wait until 5 minutes before it's time for me to leave, and we're in a 3 day weekend on top of that. No, if you waited until 4:30 to no 4:25 to speak to me, then it was not all that important.
Absolutely. If they waited to 5 minutes before your shift end, what you should have told them is that wait another 72 hours until I get back,
Or
and that's
reach
how
out
we're
to
gonna
another
handle that.
or reach out to another union rep. Okay, I'm not the see, and this is what I try not to think about it. I'm not the only union rep in the building, people. I mean, other union reps. Why is it whenever there's a crisis, it's Jose Grown to the rescue again? Please. And you're a union rep on top of that? Oh my God. Some people should never be union reps.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I wanted to cover one thing that Panda Rican was saying earlier in the chat. You're absolutely right. I'm not sure if that was Panda Rican or that was the unknown. I think that might have been the unknown. You're absolutely right. Some people really don't deserve a voice. Some people really shouldn't have a voice on certain opinions and everything. And there's people when they voice certain opinions, you can even ask yourself, like, even if it's a person in your real life with an opinion, you like, who gives a damn what you think? Your thought ain't worth a penny with a hole in it. So who really gives a damn on what you think or how you think? You know,
You know what would be great if anyone wants to be a YouTube creator, they have to undergo like a psychological assessment to see if they're up to it mentally, because this is not meant for anyone that has thin skin or has mental problems.
it is absolutely not. I mean, for people who already is in a fragile mind state, YouTube can push you closer to the edge if you already feel that way. It's a lot of people that get radicalized on YouTube for different reasons and stuff like that. I mean, social media is radicalizing people left and right. And what's if a person, if you're able to articulate yourself in a certain way that people feel like what you're saying is makes sense, and they don't really have the answers in their personal life, they'll take that and they'll take that to extreme measures. I mean,
Yeah.
all it took for was one person in the divestment community to say, I want, black men to lead it. And apparently she said how a lot of those other women was feeling. And then before you know it, now they all talking like that. So it don't take
Yeah.
it. All it takes is one spark of the dynamite, and then you got a massive explosion on your hands. So yeah, but you can't keep the phone out of people's hands, even people with a weak mental state, because everybody has a phone. Everybody use phones in their daily lives now. It's not like back in the day when you had to use a payphone and different things like that. So you have a lot of people that absorb information at a very rapid rate, and they look at YouTube for education, even though it's not education. There's a lot of people that's spewing a lot of BS, but they view it that way, and then before you know it, they can be radicalized and go into extreme measures, even in their personal life. So you just got to be very careful.
Yeah. And and the fact of the matter is, a lot of people, they think you look up one thing in Google and automatically you're an expert of the topic. No, I mean, no, I mean, unless you spend a great deal of time reading up with through reputable sources regarding a topic, just gleaning through one little article on Google is not enough to make you knowledgeable on a given subject.
Yeah, I give you a perfect example. Somebody Googled the word narcissist. Now everybody is misusing that word and just overusing that word. Now, if you agree with anybody, if you disagree with anybody, you're a narcissist now. Oh, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. Like people, that's how people are. A lot of people are sheep, and it's pretty much if it makes enough sense, it makes enough sense to people, and
Yeah.
that's what, and they take it and they misuse that however way that they see fit.
Okay. I just want to highlight what the unknown put down, which is you hit the nail on the hammer too. Too many voices and very little of doing something worth listening to. My father used to say, "You're talking to a lot, but you're not saying nothing." Interesting
Absolutely,
point of
brother.
view.
I grew up hearing that myself. Absolutely. That is definitely absolutely, Panna. Absolutely. That is
Yeah.
definitely the same quote is just like in training day when when Denzel told, Jake in the car, yeah, are you hearing me? And he said, yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you. No, he said, you listening, but you're not hearing me. And that's exactly what happens. A lot of people just take it to, for entertainment. And some people hide, but some people will say that like to be able to hide their how they really feel about certain things. They'll be like, "Y'all, no, I just do this for entertainment." But reality, that's really how you feel. So you just have to be careful with certain things on here.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Well, one thing I have learned, you know, there's certain platforms. I mean, I would never even think about joining. I mean, because first of all, it's too bizarre, and basically it's the same talking point day in, day out. And I think you know who I'm referring to. I'm not going to mention the person's name.
It's like everybody got their rights to their own platforms and everything like that. Like me personally, I try to listen to everybody to see if I can get some type of understanding and make logic out of what people are saying. But after a while, I think the more and more we into YouTube, we know our spaces, we know the people that we like to communicate with, and we know certain things that we're intolerable of. And I think that's good, for for a lot of people. And it's just like what Panarican was saying. The same. I think Panarican meant to say with woke people. A lot of people, everybody just pretty much smut something that really had a decent meaning to it, or something that was meaningful, and just want to profit off of it. Now you have people that's all of a sudden woke, but all they do is exploit the people. They don't really tell people. They just use people's rage to get able to, send them more money. And that's exactly what's going on. A lot of people don't really have uh, yeah, a lot of people don't really have anything like any type of viable solution for certain topics. They just talk just to really be talking. And if if they got like a some type of entertainment factor about themselves, whether they can roast people, whether they can talk different things like that, that brings a crowd of people. Because I'm not knocking people either that want to get on here, just forget about certain things, if they got something, going on in their personal life. But then, if some of the stuff just like it could be a little outlandish and different things like that. And a lot of people will be believing stuff that's just not true just because they've heard it on YouTube, but just because they don't really know how to, vocabularize their feelings, but they know other people on YouTube content creators that can do a good job on articulating themselves. So they just believe what they say.
Yeah.
So
What I want to do is I want to give a huge shout out to someone named Clara who had her graduation today, and she got her master's degree. So whenever anyone achieves a goal, particularly whether it be to get an education or get a promotion, you have to really highlight that. So I just want to give a shout out to Clara. Some of you know who she is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the liberty say a few words in Spanish, and I'm going to translate. El honor solamente quiere decir que muchas felicidades. Hoy es el día de su graduación. Eh, yo soy muy orgulloso de ti que han logrado terminar su educación y para ganar su maestría. La verdad, yo soy muy feliz para ti y solamente quiere decir que te amo muchísimo. Y yo soy muy orgulloso de ser parte de tu vida. Um, I just simply said that, what Clara achieved was a major milestone, and the fact that she was able to get her master's degree, and that I was very proud of her. So I'm just giving her a shout out in Spanish.
I definitely understand. I definitely understand that. Let me see, unknown. You know what, brother? I used to watch a lot of different channels that was very interesting and can give you valuable information. But as time went on, man, let me see. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Maybe because my mind is a little clouded. But I'm talking about like people, because we all have our own platforms. I know Denise, she brings a lot of valuable information on what's going on in Latin America and a lot of different countries as far as politically wise and different things like that. But yeah, it's quite a few if I can think of that I just can't think of off the top of my head right now. But
Actually, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. One person that's very good is Nutso. He's a very educated member of the African American community. So he does bring a lot of great topic. His streams are like very long. I mean, sometimes they could go on for 8, 9, 10 hours. And and I admire his feminism. And thank you very much, Unknown, for the shout out for Clara. The fact of the matter is, for anyone to get that master's degree, that's a major achievement. Okay, so you have to let people, you have to give them their roses and their just due. Thank you very much, Unknown. Okay.
all right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you once again for allowing me on your panel, Jose. I got to get ready to head out. Y'all take it
Okay. Well,
easy,
well
and hopefully I'll be able to do a stream probably sometime during this week or so. Y'all take it easy. Though.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Be safe out there. Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, I'm finding. First of all, I'm just want to say that I appreciate the fact that there's still 8 people watching this stream, and this stream's been going on for almost 2.5 hours. So what I'm gonna do is, if no one else wants to join the panel, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Um, when it comes to when it comes to open discussion, at times it could be active, at times it cannot be. Yes, thank you, unknown, and I appreciate your concern. Thank you very much. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Um, as I stated, the whole purpose of these open discussion Fridays um, is to let other people discuss what's on their mind. As long as we can keep it constructive, that's a good thing. Because the whole point of this channel is to have a free interchange of knowledge, wisdom, and views. And if we should come across a view that we disagree with, that's perfectly fine. Let's discuss it. And it could be maybe in that disagreement, we find hidden truth. We should never be afraid of a disagreement. What we should do is just look at it as this way: is that people looking at things through a different point of view. Of course, not everyone is able to look at things that way. I just want to thank everybody who appeared on the chat, the unknown, Puerto Rican, the 18th letter. Uh, there were others. Unfortunately, I'm. Oh, wait a minute, MK, and all the people that appear on the chat. I just want to say thank you very much for the bottom of my heart for your commentary. And always I appreciate everyone who happened to appear on the panel. People like the 18 Leather, James Maps, and the Radical Latino. Wait a minute. Also, Morena appeared in the chat as well. So before I forget, if you have not done so, please subscribe to Morena's channel. Check out her content. Um, I don't know when she's going to be live, but I would suggest that you keep the notification to all. So therefore, whenever she does produces content, you will be notified as well. Well, that being said, I'm just want to say thank you very much for all your words. I thank you very much for allowing me to come into your devices and actually um, giving your time. Thank you, brother. Thank you, unknown. So that being said, um, I'm going to close the same way that I always close. Do not let the errors of the past damage your future, and we must do everything possible to minimize our contact with the mentally and intellectually challenged, which some people refer to as the slow taps, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity. And let's see, oops, okay, and massive insanity. And that being said, this is, I think, has been a very productive stream. And the reason why it was productive, because we had people who are able to express their point of views in a logical and intelligent way. So that being said, this has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, and I hope to see you in another live stream in the near future. Take care, have a blessed night, and peace.
Get strong. Get strong. Get strong.